Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So the day we've been waiting on, seems like forever, happened today, and Harbaugh got his extension. And so I'm just gonna run over some of this, what it is, and then I'm gonna get into other talking points. So Harbaugh's contract goes through 2025. It's basically a 4-year deal, and it's incentive based. A lot of it is incentive. So basically, he's going to be making $4 million a year from 2021 until 2025, and it like next year it's $4 million, and then it goes up like 100,000. So by the time 2025 hits, he'd be making 4.4 million basically. Now, with this contract, it's bonus. It's a lot of incentives. So if he if he makes the playoff, wins the playoff, Big Ten Coach of the Year, things like that, he can make up to $7 million. Like he'll get an extra $3.4 million in bonus incentives. So he can end up making like $7 million if he does those things. But it's just incentive based. He's got a lot of incentives. You know what I'm saying? And his buyout goes down like every year. So let's see, it's his buyout would be $4 million next year, and every year after that it goes down to $1 million until the last year when it would be nothing if he was fired or whatever. So each year it goes down. So 2021 next year would be 4, the year after 2022 would be 3, 2, 1, 0 basically. So, but he's got a bunch of incentives in here. Let's see. He's got $1 million for being the college football champions, $500,000 for making the semifinal, New Year's Six Bowl, $200,000, $1 million for being the Big Ten champs, $500,000 for the Big East outright champs. So it's just a bunch of incentives, but the thing that worries me, and I think has everybody kind of worried about what took so long for him to get this deal, was it seems like he was waiting for the NFL. He was waiting for a job in the NFL. So regardless, it just looks like the administration just didn't, like they just, okay, let's just give Jim the job. Like he has to turn it down. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed, if he was waiting on an NFL job, why would you want him to still be the coach? Like, the coach that I would want to coach my team would be somebody that they want the job. I want to be the Michigan coach. Not somebody that, oh, well, I can't get a job back in the NFL, so I'll stay at Michigan. So basically, what this is telling me, if, let's say in 2 years, the perfect NFL job comes open for him and they want him, he's gone. That's basically what it seems like would happen, and probably will end up happening. When that perfect NFL job comes, he's probably going to be gone. So it's just kind of mind-boggling to me that this deal was out there and he waited so long to sign it, trying to see if there were any NFL teams. This is what's being reported, is that that's what he was basically waiting on. Because we have been hearing about this deal for a week or two, almost 2 weeks. What took so long to sign it? You trying to wait? This is just speculation. Nothing is fact. It just makes sense that we had to wait so long for that. So I don't know, y'all. Hopefully, I see they're looking at Mike McDonald, and the defensive linebacker coach for the Ravens, as maybe possible defensive coordinator to replace Don Brown. Now, I thought they hired him at first, but when I just tried to find it, nothing was set in stone. So it looks like that's who they want. They're interested in him. But my thing is, if you want him to be the defensive coordinator, he's never even called a defense. He's never called a game as defensive coordinators. So hiring dudes that are first time anything is always skeptical for me. Like, because there's going to be growing pains. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be growing pains with dudes like that. Should I be on the field? Should I be up in the box? You know what I'm saying? Just things that you don't really think about, but you've never called a game, so now you have to think about them. Like, should I be on the field? Should I be up in the box? Different situational things. What should I call in this? You haven't been the dude making these calls, so it's different for you. Like, you gonna have your growing pains, and I'm tired of dudes like that. Like Gaddis. Gaddis had growing pains, and we still didn't see we still don't know how good Gaddis is, or if he is even a good offensive coordinator. Right now, I think we'd all say he's not. I think that's what we'd all say. But as far as the Harbaugh deal, I'm just kind of numb right now, y'all, because if it seems like he doesn't really want to be there. It's just like, okay, Michigan gonna pay me $4 million a year with 3 extra in incentives. Okay, I'll coach. Don't nobody else really want me. I can't go back to the NFL, so pay me. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of numb to it, and it's just like, are y'all serious? If he really don't want to be here, why do y'all want him? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just numb to it. We're going to see how they fill out the rest of the coaching staff, who they actually get for the D coordinator and whatnot. And then we're going to chop it up and, see what we got. We're going to have to wait till next year to see what's going to happen on the field. We got players leaving and, dropping out. So we're going to have to wait and see just what type of team we're going to have next year. It's probably not going to be that good of a team, but, fingers crossed that Ward Manuel saying, Harbaugh's the right guy for the job, and this year, this 2-4 season is incentive for them to get it right, and all this. Show me that you want to be Michigan to be great. Show me that you're going to do due diligence in hiring coaches. Show me you're going to hold your coaches, your players accountable. Show me you're actually going to develop them. Show me this stuff. They just gave him 5 years. Well, he was on already for next year, so he got 4-year extension. Show me what you going to do. Show us. Can you beat Ohio State? Can you have a good showing against Ohio State? Because we know you're going to be the underdog. Can you at least, they win with a field goal or something, a close game? Can you get back to dominating the Big Ten and where it's just you and Ohio State? It's possible. And I don't want to hear we don't have the recruits. When you don't have the recruits, when your opponent has more talent than you, coaching is the biggest thing. A great coach can make 3 stars compete against 5 stars and beat them. It's about coaching. It's about coaching discipline and knowing the weaknesses. Doing your due diligence to put your players in the best position to be successful. In the best position to exploit what the other team does. Can you do those things? In big games. Against teams with more talent than you. Against teams that you're not favored against. Against teams on the road. Can you do these things? Because if you can't, we might as well be looking for a new coach right now. Because other schools, the difference between us right now and other schools, they willing to pay coaches to get away from them. Get away from our program. Yeah, you were a pretty good coach, but you couldn't get it done here, so you can't coach here. We want to be great, and we'll pay the piper to be great. So we'll pay you $10-15 million just to go. Because we want to be great. So we're gonna try to find somebody that can be great, that can make us great. We'll take that chance. We'll spend that money since we have it. Michigan has it, but they seem like they don't want to spend it. Like they just hey, they Scrooge McDucks. They just swimming in gold coins, spitting them out when they come up. They say that's what it seems like is going on. So that's all I got for this one, y'all. I mean, we'll see. I want to see how the rest of the roster is filled out as far as coaching, and see who they hire and see if they're just being cheap. Okay, I can hire somebody that's never been a defensive coordinator, and I can pay him less, and hopefully he outplays his contract, and you know what I'm saying, like that. Instead of just hiring someone that's already proven, but you're going to have to pay them up front. See, somebody that's not proven, you don't have to pay them as much. So they're going to have to coach their way to that big contract, that extension with the real numbers in it. So we'll see. When the news comes through, I'll be back on here. And shout out to Steve Brown or Steven Brown, because he be on me about making these videos. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate it. Sometimes I need that extra motivation. So, as always, like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.